Love is a magical thing. But do you know that your brain is actually playing tricks now? When you meet someone special, a chemical storm begins to explode inside of your own human mind. Everything starts from the eyes, where the first visual signals about the other person are received clearly. Visual data is transmitted at the speed of light to the emotional processing centers within your head. It takes less than a second for the brain to decide if that person is attractive or. That is a very complex biological process that happens faster than a single blink of your eyes. The hormone adrenaline starts to flow, making the heart rate soar and your palms sweat quite a bit. The stickman's bouncy movements are accompanied by the nervous feeling in the stomach that we often call the butterflies in the stomach effect today. In fact, it is the body's stress response to a very large and potential reward coming ahead. Dopamine, the hormone of happiness, begins to flood the reward system inside your human brain right now. This feeling is exactly like when you just won the lottery or use very strong addictive substances. The caudate nucleus becomes extremely active, creating an intense desire to be close to that special person. At this point, you do not just like them, but you are gradually becoming addicted to them. Your focus is narrowed down, leaving only the image of that person in your entire world today. This is the stage that we often call blind love, in the most literal sense of it. The brain temporarily shuts down logical judgment and the ability to evaluate the other person's flaws correctly. You ignore all warning signs and mistakes to maintain a false sense of happiness and pure joy. Serotonin levels drop, causing you to fall into a state of obsessive compulsion about your loved one. You check messages every minute. Your mind cannot leave the thoughts of a future with them now. The chemical balance is completely broken. The top priority is now purely emotional connection and bond. As the relationship progresses, oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, begins to take over the primary dominant position. It creates a feeling of trust, safety, and a very deep bond between two individual human beings. This is the biological glue that helps couples overcome the initial difficult stages of their new relationship. The intense excitement of dopamine is gradually replaced by the stability of the hormone oxytocin right now. The brain is now building a long-term map for survival and for the growth of life. Sharing and understanding become the new tools to maintain the flame of love for a long time. The fear of being rejected decreases as trust begins to take deep root within the emotional system. Building a future together is how the brain ensures safety for the next generation of human beings. Deep down inside, love is an evolutionary strategy to protect the human race and its genetic future. Time passes by, but sustainable neural connections still keep them together through all the long years ahead. Every beautiful memory is carefully stored in the hippocampus, like precious treasures for the brain to keep. But love is not always pink and happy smiles all the time as we often imagine it. When the initial excitement fades away, reality begins to emerge, with very big and difficult challenges ahead. The brain starts to recognize the inherent differences and conflicts between the two people involved right now. Cortisol rises during arguments, triggering the body's fight or flight response in a very intense way. Hurtful words can actually activate the physical pain centers located within your complex human brain system. Heartbreak is not just a metaphor. It is a real neurological experience that humans feel very deeply. Empathy is the key for the brain to calm down those negative emotional storms during a conflict. Learning to regulate emotions helps us maintain long-lasting relationships through the passage of time and years. Cooperation activates the reward area in the brain, creating a sense of satisfaction and deep mutual trust. When we understand each other's language, the defensive barriers gradually disappear from our minds and hearts. The brain is always looking for validation from the person it considers the most important in life. Confidence increases when you know you are loved and appreciated by someone very special in your life. Healthy love can actually help the brain grow and learn much faster than it normally does every day. Neurons are constantly being renewed through positive experiences in love and through very deep emotional connections. The world expands when two souls look in the same direction and share a common life purpose. In those moments spent together, the concept of time seems to disappear completely from our human minds. The brain reaches a state of absolute focus on the present when being near your loved one. The individual ego gradually blends into the collective ego of both of us as a single unit. The balance between giving and receiving creates a very solid foundation for every lasting human relationship today. Small daily actions are actually the things that nourish the soul in a very persistent and beautiful way. The mirror neuron system helps us feel the pain and joy of others as if they were ours. Empathy turns pain into strength to bring two people closer together in a very powerful and meaningful way. Love breaks down the defensive barriers that we have built for ourselves for such a long time. You feel most free when you can be yourself within the arms of the person you love. The lighthouse of desire still burns brightly, guiding love through the dark nights of life and uncertainty. Patience and care are necessary conditions for a love to be able to last forever and ever. Even if life has storms, the brain still finds peace of mind when having a true companion. Vasopressin promotes the protective instinct and loyalty towards your life partner in a very strong way now. Commitment is not just words. It is a very powerful biological program written inside our human brains. When these three elements combine, we have a complete and extremely sustainable love in our human life. But if love breaks, the brain will have to go through a very painful withdrawal process indeed. The sudden lack of dopamine causes a feeling of emptiness and infinite despair within the human mind. Overcoming the pain of a breakup is as difficult as giving up a very heavy addictive habit. Time helps old neural connections fade away and make room for new and very fresh things instead. The resilience of the human brain is one of the most wonderful wonders of this entire world. The scars from the past only make your heart become much stronger and more profound than ever. Learning to love yourself is the very first step to prepare for a brand new journey ahead. The harmony between reason and emotion is the most ideal state of us as human beings today. Are you ready to allow your brain to be tricked once more in your life right now? Each new love is an opportunity to explore the infinite mysteries of the human soul and mind. Understanding the science of love helps us appreciate the emotions we are currently having much more now. Do not be afraid of the brain's tricks, because that is exactly what makes us truly human. Let love lead the way, but do not forget to bring wisdom to light the path ahead. Thank you for following the journey of exploring the brain's mysteries when in love with us today.